In this video, I'll summarize the plot of the Count of Monte Cristo in about 4 minutes and give you an analysis of the story. The novel begins in 1815 in Marseille, where Edmond Dantès, a young and successful sailor, is about to be promoted to captain and marry his beloved Mercedes. However, 3 jealous men, Fernand Mondego, who desires Mercedes, Danglars, who envies Edmond's career, and Villefort, a corrupt magistrate, conspire to frame him as a Bonapartist traitor. Edmond is arrested on false charges and imprisoned in the Château d'If, a remote island fortress. While imprisoned, he meets Abbé Faria, a fellow prisoner who educates him in various subjects and reveals the location of a hidden treasure on the island of Monte Cristo. After spending 14 years in prison, Edmond escapes by switching places with Faria's lifeless body and is thrown into the sea. He swims to freedom and is rescued by smugglers. After recovering, he locates the vast treasure on Monte Cristo and reinvents himself as the mysterious and wealthy Count of Monte Cristo. Using his newfound wealth and identity, he begins plotting his revenge against those who betrayed him. Disguising himself under various aliases, Edmond strategically inserts himself into the lives of his enemies in Paris. He manipulates events to ruin them one by one. Fernand Mondego, now the powerful Count de Morcerf, is exposed as a traitor and war criminal. His disgrace leads to his family abandoning him, and he ultimately takes his own life. Danglars, who has become a wealthy banker, is financially ruined when Monte Cristo orchestrates a series of investments that leave him bankrupt. Danglars flees but is captured and forced to suffer extreme hardship before being left penniless. Villefort, who wrongfully imprisoned Edmond, faces his downfall when his past crimes, including covering up his own illegitimate child's survival, are revealed. His wife poisons their son, and Villefort goes mad with grief. As Edmond exacts his revenge, he begins to question whether justice should be left to fate rather than personal retribution. He sees the unintended consequences of his actions, particularly with Mercedes and her son Albert, who suffers because of his father's disgrace. Additionally, he realizes that his pursuit of vengeance has made him isolated and unable to return to his old life. In the end, Edmond abandons his final act of revenge and instead chooses mercy. He rewards the loyal Maximilien Morel, who is in love with Villefort's daughter Valentine, by ensuring their happiness and wealth. Having found love again with the former slave Haydée, Edmond leaves behind his past identity and sails away with her, finally free from the weight of his vengeance. He leaves a message to Maximilien, stating that happiness comes to those who wait and have faith. The novel explores the thin line between justice and vengeance. Edmond initially believes that his actions are justified as he punishes those who wronged him. However, as he sees the collateral damage caused by his schemes, he begins to question whether revenge is truly satisfying. His final decision to let go of his vendetta and embrace love and forgiveness highlights the idea that justice should not be personal, but rather left to fate. Another key theme in the Count of Monte Cristo is the idea of transformation. Edmond Dantès evolves from an innocent, naive sailor to the sophisticated and calculated Count of Monte Cristo. His ability to reinvent himself allows him to move through different social circles, manipulate events and achieve his goals. However, his transformation comes at a cost. He loses his innocence, his original identity, and his chance at a simple life with Mercedes. The novel ultimately suggests that while change is inevitable, it is the choices one makes in the process that define